Think you know all there is to know about Sigma females? Think again. These independent women have a reputation for being mysterious and alluring, but there are certain behaviors they simply won't tolerate. Today we're revealing the top 8 red flags that will make a Sigma female turn and walk away, no questions asked. If you want to keep a Sigma in your life, you better pay attention to these deal breakers. 1. Disrespect of boundaries, a non-negotiable deal breaker. Sigma females have an unwavering respect for personal space and autonomy. They have cultivated a keen sense of self, understanding their needs and limits. When someone disregards their boundaries, it's a blatant violation of their core values and a sign of fundamental incompatibility. This disrespect can manifest in various ways, from subtle intrusions like unsolicited advice or oversharing personal information to more overt violations like pushing for intimacy before the Sigma female is ready, making decisions for them, or dismissing their clearly expressed preferences. For a Sigma female, boundaries are not just lines in the sand, they are non-negotiable walls protecting their emotional and mental well-being. When these boundaries are trampled upon, it triggers a deep sense of unease and a loss of trust. This doesn't mean Sigma females are cold or uncaring. Quite the opposite. They value genuine connections, but only when those connections respect their autonomy and individuality. When someone disrespects their boundaries, it's a clear signal that the person doesn't truly see or appreciate them for who they are. This is often a deal breaker for Sigma females. They understand that a relationship built on a foundation of disrespect is not sustainable in the long run. They would rather be alone than compromise their values and self-worth. 2. Lack of authenticity, a turn-off for the discerning Sigma. Sigma females value authenticity above all else. They crave genuine connections and interactions, and they have a keen eye for spotting phoniness. A person who's constantly putting on a show, trying to be someone they're not, or engaging in superficial social rituals will quickly lose a Sigma's interest. This lack of authenticity can manifest in various ways. False persona, someone who pretends to be someone they're not, whether it's to impress others or conform to societal expectations. Insincere flattery, excessive compliments, or over-the-top praise that feels manipulative or disingenuous. Social chameleons, people who drastically change their behavior or opinions to fit in with different crowds. Hidden agendas, individuals who have ulterior motives and are always looking to gain something from the relationship. Sigma females are not interested in superficial connections or playing social games. They seek out relationships that are based on trust, honesty, and genuine interest. When they sense a lack of authenticity, it's a major red flag. They'd rather be alone than waste their time with someone who's not being real. This doesn't mean Sigma females are judgmental or intolerant. They simply value honesty and integrity, both in themselves and others. They want to connect with people on a deeper level, based on shared values and mutual respect. 3. Controlling behavior, a red flag that can't be ignored. Sigma females are fiercely independent and value their autonomy above all else. They've carved their own path in life, making decisions based on their own judgment and intuition. Any attempt to control their behavior, whether subtle or overt, is a major red flag they simply won't ignore. Controlling behavior can manifest in various ways. Micromanagement, trying to dictate every aspect of the Sigma female's life, from her daily routines to her career choices. Isolation, attempting to separate her from friends and family, creating a dependency on the controller. Emotional manipulation, using guilt, shame, or threats to coerce her into doing things she doesn't want to do. Jealousy and possessiveness, trying to limit her interactions with others out of insecurity or a desire for control. Financial control, dictating how she spends her money or limiting her access to financial resources. Sigma females are not ones to be told what to do. They have a strong sense of self and a clear vision for their lives. When someone tries to control them, it's a direct affront to their independence and autonomy. This doesn't mean Sigma females are incapable of compromise or collaboration. They're simply not willing to sacrifice their personal agency for the sake of pleasing someone else. If a partner or friend tries to control them, they'll likely push back, assert their boundaries, and potentially walk away from the relationship altogether. The Sigma female's message is clear: I am my own person, and I will not be controlled. 4. Intellectual dishonesty, an unforgivable sin. Sigma females have a deep-seated respect for intellect and truth. They crave conversations that challenge their minds and expand their horizons. Any hint of intellectual dishonesty, whether it's a blatant lie, a half-truth, or a refusal to engage in meaningful debate, is a major turnoff for a Sigma female. This disdain for intellectual dishonesty stems from their own unwavering commitment to truth and authenticity. They see through flimsy arguments, detect logical fallacies, and quickly sniff out attempts to manipulate or deceive. They value honest communication and intellectual integrity, and they expect the same from those around them. Intellectual dishonesty can manifest in various ways, from outright lies to subtle distortions of the truth, from strawman arguments to ad hominem attacks. Sigma females are not impressed by bluster or bravado. They seek substance and genuine intellectual engagement. This doesn't mean Sigma females are always right or that they won't change their minds when presented with new evidence. They simply refuse to tolerate intellectual laziness, dishonesty, or attempts to manipulate their thinking. When faced with intellectual dishonesty, a Sigma female might challenge the person's arguments with logic and evidence, walk away from the conversation, unwilling to waste their time on intellectual dishonesty, express their disappointment and frustration with the person's lack of integrity, reevaluate the relationship, questioning the person's trustworthiness and compatibility. For a Sigma female, intellectual dishonesty is not just a minor annoyance, it's a fundamental breach of trust. It's a sign that the person is not interested in genuine communication or intellectual growth. This makes it a deal breaker for many Sigma females, who value intellectual honesty as a cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. 5. Disregard for independence, a deal breaker for Sigma souls. A Sigma female's independence is her lifeblood. It's not just a preference, it's a core value, a non-negotiable aspect of her identity. Any attempt to undermine or dismiss this independence is a grave offense, often leading to the swift end of a relationship or friendship. This disregard can take many forms. Questioning her choices, belittling her decisions, whether it's her career path, her lifestyle choices, or even her taste in music. Undermining her confidence, making her feel like she's incapable or incompetent, or that her ideas aren't valid. Making decisions for her, assuming you know what's best for her without consulting her. Effectively treating her like a child. Expecting dependence, pressuring her to rely on you for emotional or financial support, even when she's clearly capable of taking care of herself. Disrespecting her need for solitude, not allowing her space to recharge or pursue her own interests. Sigma females are not rebellious for the sake of it. Their independence is a hard-won prize, often forged through overcoming challenges and proving their capabilities. Disregarding this independence is a direct insult to their self-worth and a sign of fundamental incompatibility. When faced with this disregard, a Sigma female won't hesitate to stand her ground. She might calmly but firmly express her displeasure, distance herself from the relationship, or even cut ties completely. She understands that a healthy relationship requires mutual respect and a recognition of each individual's autonomy. For a Sigma female, true love and friendship are not about codependence or control. It's about two independent individuals coming together to support and uplift each other while respecting each other's right to forge their own paths. 6. Emotional unavailability, a wall that blocks connection. Sigma females are not immune to emotions. In fact, they often feel them deeply. However, they've learned to navigate the world with a certain level of emotional restraint. They might not wear their hearts on their sleeves, preferring to process their feelings internally before sharing them with others. This can be mistaken for emotional unavailability, which is a major turnoff for Sigma females. Emotional unavailability can manifest in various ways. Avoidance of emotional expression, refusal to talk about feelings, bottling up emotions, or shutting down when conversations get too deep. Lack of empathy, difficulty understanding or validating the emotions of others, appearing cold or indifferent. Dismissive attitude, minimizing or invalidating the Sigma female's emotions, making her feel unheard and unimportant. Fear of intimacy, avoiding emotional closeness and vulnerability, preferring superficial interactions. Sigma females crave genuine connection and emotional intimacy, but they won't settle for a relationship with someone who's emotionally unavailable. They need a partner who can reciprocate their emotional depth, who can hold space for their feelings, and who can offer support and understanding. This doesn't mean Sigma females expect constant emotional outpourings or dramatic displays of affection. They simply want a partner who's willing to be open and vulnerable, who can connect on a deeper level beyond surface-level interactions. When faced with emotional unavailability, a Sigma female might express their needs, clearly communicate their desire for emotional connection and openness. Give the person space, allow them time to process their emotions and open up at their own pace. Reevaluate the relationship. If the emotional unavailability persists, the Sigma female might decide to move on, recognizing that a deeper connection isn't possible. For a Sigma female, emotional connection is not a luxury, it's a necessity. They want a partner who can meet them at their emotional level, someone who can share their joys and sorrows, and who can be a source of comfort and support. 7. Superficiality and shallowness, a conversation killer. Sigma females are drawn to depth, authenticity, and substance. They crave conversations that delve into meaningful topics, explore different perspectives, and challenge their intellect. Superficiality, on the other hand, is a major turn-off for these discerning women. This disdain for superficiality can manifest in various ways. Small talk aversion. Sigma females find idle chatter and meaningless gossip mind-numbingly boring. They prefer to engage in conversations that stimulate their minds and offer fresh insights. Materialism. Sigma females are not impressed by flashy displays of wealth or status. They value substance over superficial appearances and are drawn to people who prioritize personal growth and intellectual pursuits over material possessions. Trend-chasing. Sigma females are not followers, they are trendsetters. They carve their own paths and are not swayed by popular opinion or fleeting fads. Someone who blindly follows trends or prioritizes social status over individuality will quickly lose their interest. Lack of depth. A person who only talks about themselves, their achievements, or trivial matters will bore a Sigma female to tears. They crave intellectual stimulation and deep conversations that explore the mysteries of life, the universe, and everything in between. Sigma females are not interested in superficial connections or fleeting flings. They seek out relationships that are intellectually stimulating, emotionally fulfilling, and based on shared values. When faced with superficiality, a Sigma female might politely excuse themselves, they might politely end the conversation or find a way to disengage. Steer the conversation towards deeper topics. They might try to steer the conversation towards more meaningful subjects to gauge the person's depth and willingness to engage in intellectual discourse. Express their disappointment. They might directly express their disinterest in superficial conversations and their desire for something more meaningful. Reevaluate the relationship. If the superficiality persists, the Sigma female might decide to distance herself from the person, recognizing that a deeper connection is unlikely. For a Sigma female, superficiality is not just a minor annoyance, it's a major incompatibility. They seek out connections that nourish their souls and expand their minds. 8. Emotional validation withdrawal, leaving the narcissist starving for attention. Sigma empaths, with their finely tuned emotional antennas, are acutely aware of a narcissist's insatiable need for validation. They see how the narcissist thrives on compliments, praise, and constant reassurance of their superiority. However, the Sigma empath recognizes that feeding this insatiable hunger for attention only reinforces the narcissist's toxic behavior and keeps them trapped in a cycle of manipulation. Therefore, when the Sigma empath's anger reaches a boiling point, they withdraw their emotional validation completely. This means no more compliments, no more admiration, and no more participation in the narcissist's ego-stroking rituals. Instead, they become a blank slate, offering only neutral responses and withholding the praise the narcissist so desperately craves. Imagine a spotlight suddenly going dark, leaving the performer alone on stage in the shadows. That's the experience of a narcissist denied their usual source of validation. It leaves them feeling exposed, insecure, and desperate for attention. This tactic is not about revenge or punishment. It's a strategic move to break the cycle of manipulation and reclaim the Sigma empath's power. By refusing to feed the narcissist's ego, they are effectively dismantling the very foundation upon which the narcissist's power rests. The effects of emotional validation withdrawal can be profound. The narcissist might initially try harder to regain the empath's approval, resorting to more extreme tactics of manipulation and attention-seeking. However, as the empath remains steadfast in their refusal to offer praise or validation, the narcissist eventually loses interest, seeking out a new source of narcissistic supply. This doesn't mean the Sigma empath becomes heartless or uncaring. They simply recognize the futility of trying to fill a bottomless pit. They learn to redirect their empathy towards themselves and others who genuinely deserve it, leaving the narcissist to grapple with the consequences of their own self-absorption.